And we're back. Welcome to episode 2 of the Stanley Parable. We're playing the Stanley Parable. So let's keep going, Paul.
All right. So I've seen.
So you made all the right decisions.
Yes.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nope, not this time, Morgan Freeman.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Okay.
What's funny is that there's actually a lot of decisions in going in the door to the left that we didn't make either.
Oh yeah, you could have like gone downstairs.
Down the stairs and then yeah.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood
Just
here,
sitting it. Oh, okay.
eager to get back
Never
to
mind.
business.
Shit.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
On his left. Oh.
You can or you can't.
Fuck you, Morgan Freeman. Alright. Where is this?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Not your slave anymore, Morgan Freeman.
No.
Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off.
You can
on
also
the
get
wrong
up on that
foot
platform
here.
if you wait for it to
I'm
get
not
high
sure
enough and
if
jump
you
off
really
onto the...
I realize that investing
So you can do that, or you
your
can let it go
trust in
straight
someone
across,
else
and there's some other stuff
but
that
the
happens.
fact is
Right.
that the story
You can do
has
whichever
been
you
about
want.
nothing
How
but
can I
you
jump from here to
You
there?
just walk off. See when he goes under it? Oh, you're about to miss it?
Someone
Oh!
No.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Smartass. The visuals.
I love how they change it every time,
Stanley
though.
came to a
Oh,
set
why are
of
you going
2
left?
open doors.
Oh, I wanna
He
try
entered
something
the door
different.
on his
Okay.
left.
Every time now. Just to make things more interesting.
That's
man.
true.
Yep.
Smart. Look at you,
Yet
Paul.
there was not a single person
Look at
here
me,
either.
trying to make the show
Feeling a
entertaining.
wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Nope. I must stay here. Fuck you, Morgan Freeman. I must stay here. Haha. Oh.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
What if I still say no? Morgan Freeman.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Okay, let's see who wins.
I think sweet FA means sweet fuck all.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Fuck the police.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
Okay, Morgan Freeman.
I never would have thought to mention it.
Okay, so now you can go up or
Coming to
down.
a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs.
And then
to
there's
his
also
boss's
the escape
office.
thing, too.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going downstairs, which... Okay.
Which?
I won't say anything.
Okay.
I was going to say something, but that would ruin.
But Stanley just
Oh, is this a
couldn't do it.
DeLorean? No.
He considered
No.
the
It's
possibility
just like an
of
old
facing
car.
his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
What?
None of it made any logical sense.
What?
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example,
What?
why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
No.
But at last, he came to the conclusion
You're for your
that it
brain
had
to
been on
melt.
the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt
What?
to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
Right?
He wasn't going to lose his job.
Right?
He wasn't crazy after all.
Right.
He thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon.
But no, I
go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still
might
lucid.
as well go
So,
back to my
he
job
imagined himself
than
flying and began
being
to
in
gently
a...
float above the ground.
What?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared.
What?
It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking
No
about how
way.
it's describing my thoughts. he
No
thought.
way.
And while he thought it
But
all
is the
going
real
on,
you
he wondered
you,
if this
man?
voice spoke to all
Dude, this
people
is
in their
trippy
dreams.
as fuck.
The truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he
I'm scared by everything. I'm scared. Like, literally.
Stanley
I guess I'm
is
really
awake right now.
focused in this game. I'm taking this
Right.
very, very seriously.
You should.
Hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
I'll just stay
After
here.
all,
I'll just
he knew for
sit
certain
in the
beyond a
corner
doubt
and cry.
that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that?
Exactly.
This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin,
Alright,
the press of the mattress on his
let's
back,
wake up.
the fresh air of a world outside this one.
Right?
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish
Yup.
it to be over.
Yup.
Let me go back to my job.
Yup.
Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please.
Yup.
It's all I want.
I'm just happy pushing
I
my
want my
buttons.
apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
With Octotop.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Kumbaya.
I am okay.
Creepy as fuck.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone
Paul
tell me I'm
has
real.
lost
I
his
must be
fucking
real. I
mind.
must
Paul
be.
is-
Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? And everything went black.
What?
Story of a woman named Mariella.
This is so
Mariella
funny.
woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings,
Can I see some
and
sh-
walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this
There's a
man made
car.
her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. and then she turned and ran.
So, yeah.
End is never the end.
Do you want to play one more? We have enough time. We can play one more if you want to play one more.
One more.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Keep going.
This is it,
Keep going
Stanley.
straight.
Your chance to redeem yourself.
Left.
To put your work
Keep
aside.
going through.
To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
It's not scary.
That's
Hold on one
good.
sec. Save real quick. New save game. Double click that.
Okay.
Resume game.
Stanley, you
I
need
think.
to be the one to do
Hold on.
this.
Hit escape
To
once
reach-
more. Go to options. See if, or go to back to save. Go back. Go to save. Oh, we have that save back. Okay.
Shout
Okay,
to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
We'll do that one nice. Unplug the phone from the wall.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Oh my god, this is...
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything.
Alright,
I don't
fuck you,
understand.
Morgan Freeman.
How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Cue Inception noise.
Correct
Yep.
and incorrect choices. And
Look
to
at the
think I've
camera
been
at the same
letting you
time.
run around
1,
in
2,
this
3.
game for so- All wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Okay. Ooh.
Choice. It's the
What?
best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example,
I love
in
your
this
reactions to
scenario,
things.
a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking.
Is this still
Turn
the
to a
same guy
partner
though?
and practice
No,
saying,
I would
"My
assume
goodness, Is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
What?
Is it 4:30 already?
Excellent.
Oh,
Making
good.
choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Hmm?
Ah,
Whoa.
welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would
Okay, go back to the door.
This way, please.
Okay. Now this is your choice. Okay, keep going. Go through the door. Yeah, you go back. So yeah, we'll actually probably finish on this one. Because I forgot that this one was long. No jumping off for you.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
This game is too interesting, man. It's too interesting. It just takes all my time. I can. Is this available on Mac?
I think so?
If I get it, my year will be gone. I'm not getting into
Almost there.
college.
You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Really?
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means
So once again,
choosing
you get this
responsibly
choice.
always
And I'll let
putting
you
the
just
story
choose.
first.
Do you want to go left
I'm
or
quite
right?
sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a
Oh,
set
I'm
of
not
two
buttoned, by
open
the way.
doors,
No wonder.
he entered the door on his left.
Oh my god.
Make a decision, Paul. Go to the right. Go to the right. Go to the right. Just go to the right.
No! Why did you do that?
Whoa.
Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Fuck you, Morgan Freeman. Huh?
I am the law!
Open the fucking door. Boom. Boom.
Go back. Go to the left door now. Go through the door you're actually supposed to go to.
Oh.
It's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you
Steven,
get
get
out of
over it.
that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game
You can't
undone?
jump,
Left
achievement
here like so
unlocked.
much garbage. It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its
Is that a
impossibility
real
forever.
achievement?
Oh, I
Yeah,
couldn't live
these
that
are real
way.
achievements that I'm
Is it
getting.
better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to.
I want to be friends
I have
with
to
this
shut the
guy.
game down. I have to.
Whoever's voice this is.
I
His
have
chill
to.
voice. Whoa. Okay. Calm the fuck
Five
down.
Nights at Freddy's.
Don't say that! Don't! It's not cool!
Now it's like Portal.
Oh, I'm here. I'm
Hey,
still here.
how you
Here
going?
in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had
Dick
to
skin
see.
Morgan Freeman.
Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him
can't
to.
move.
He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you?
Here's
You're
Johnny.
a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard
Okay.
to behave exactly as Stanley would. That
Okay.
means choosing
I think
responsibly.
okay, this is a long ending. So you get the gist of the game, Paul. It's mind fucking awesomeness.
mind fucking. But like, depend on the choices you make. You can be me, like literally Paul Jung playing a game. You can be Stanley. You can be.
Well, the first time you played as Stanley.
Exactly.
Yeah, which was interesting.
And now I'm myself. It's like enlightenment in a way.
You're very true.
You like play the game like more over and over and kind of realize that, dude, like whenever you die in a game as a character, you
Yeah.
say I die.
Yeah.
Hey, I died.
Yeah.
But that game kind of destroys it. I like that.
Okay, cool. So thank you all for watching. We will see you next time.
That was